I'm watching Your Age and I'm Dante react to the Spider-Man trailer. I'm already like a little in, you know what I'm saying? I just wanna document this. I'm gonna be pausing and saying things, you know what I'm saying? We're just gonna get right to it. I'm not gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? I'm a superhero nerd, I love superhero stuff. Let's do it, bro.
Establish some personnel records in a digital footprint. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to lease an apartment or hold a job.
Yeah, like, whoever posted that, they kind of got some motion. The video's kind of going like viral, and they're in college. Like, viral videos in college is not something easy to come by. Like, bro's getting thousands of likes on videos in college. That's pretty fire. That's like what they're talking about right now, if you guys don't hear.
To be able to afford a smartphone, and not just any smartphone, folks.
Oh yeah, the phone flip. It's the Galaxy Flip phone. Facts. I feel like that phone is pretty cool. Samsung's just like doing anything low key though. I fuck with it though. They're being different. They're thinking outside the box. Apple's just sticking with do the same thing every single year and add one camera and do blank and make the storage a little bit more. Like they don't really be doing nothing. They just add a camera every year. But Samsung is like reintroducing certain things about phones that some people in this generation aren't really familiar with. A kid who was just born within the last 10 years doesn't really know what a flip phone is. Within like the last 5 years, maybe 7 years, you know what I'm saying? A kid who's 10 right now doesn't really know what a flip phone is. Maybe they do, but like not the way someone who's like 21 plus or like 15, 18 plus, you know what I'm saying? So this is like reintroducing people to the flip phone. And people who are familiar with it, they're like, damn, this is like a play on the thing that I'm familiar with. But it's like more things there. Like you have a flip phone, flip the phone open, and it's like everything, because a phone is like everything in one thing. So it's more than a flip phone that they're familiar with, because a flip phone back then was just like you see what you get. Now a phone is like a million. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could do everything on this. A flip phone was like text, call, maybe record, but this smartphones, you could do everything on here. There's probably things that you don't even know you could do on there that you can do. Facts. I'm just rambling, bro.
How many shares is that? Yo, I was did right. Is that point something paid? That's a point.
A lot of little splicky licky lick slips.
This real like this. To reestablish some personnel records in a digital footprint. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to.
His voice is low-key annoying.
Able to afford a smartphone, and not just any smartphone, folks. This is a Galaxy Z Flip 7 that runs you about $1,099.
The frames look so bad.
This is he and MJ's first.
Bro, when I tell you he be pointing out everything, that's what he be doing, bro. Yo, he's calm. This nigga's calm.
Now, according to the official synopsis, 4 years have passed since the event home, and Peter is now an adult living entirely alone, having voluntarily erased himself from the lives and memories of those who were fighting in New York and no longer knows his name. He's devoted himself entirely to protecting his city, a full-time Spider-Man. But as the demands on him intensify, he's devoted himself entirely to protecting his city, a full-time Spider-Man. But as the demands on him intensify, the pressure sparks a surprising physical evolution that threatens his existence, even as a strange new pattern of crimes gives rise to one of the most powerful threats he has ever faced. So I think what we're seeing here is a new pattern of crimes gives rise to one of the most powerful threats he has ever faced.
Is that what's it called? Neck?
Faced.
I thought that was just a lady. No. This don't look like my dog. Never mind.
So what we're seeing here is one scene that takes place earlier, like 6 months after the events of No Way Home, and the rest of the movie is going to show here 4 years later after MJ and Ned have completed their undergrad degrees. Notice that MJ is hesitant to pretend like she's the happiest she's ever been in her entire life. While being unenthusiastic is very on brand for MJ, I think this is also a sign that deep down, MJ knows that she used to be truly happier, and that even going to MIT isn't enough to fill that mysterious hole in her heart. At least you know that's how Peter's reading.
Damn, like that's kind of crazy though. Like imagine like you were living a life and then that life got like erased from your memory, and then you start living another life and then you start slowly remembering your other life while you're in this life that you're living right now, if that makes sense. Like Mary Jane was living a life before her memory got erased about Peter Parker. But Peter Parker was a very big part of her life. So now she's living another life without Peter Parker. But if Peter Parker comes back, she can probably slowly but surely like gain consciousness about him. Maybe with certain things that he does. I don't know. I'm just rambling, bro.
Giving off the slightest expression
Look,
indicates
you
something
should do something.
the official
Do
screenplay
something.
calls, quote, a lingering sense of recognition. That plus MJ continues to wear
True
a
love.
big black dahlia necklace that Peter
I'm
got
just
for
checking
her
to see if you
for
guys
Home
can see.
Venice, a necklace that she continues to wear in this film. So I'm telling you guys, we all learned this in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Love surpasses memory. MJ's gonna meet Peter in Montauk. Her heart will go on. I gotta stop. But you can see that Peter is wearing his new suit.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Shout out to the people who be doing like crazy edits to their videos, bro. Like you must be dedicating a lot of your like time to that. And then there's people who work like jobs and then they come home and edit like this, like content creation has become like so like perfectionalized, like everything is just so perfectionalized. Like what's wrong with like raw form content without all the quick, like, you know, it's cool, but like why is everybody's attention span to the point where they can't sit and watch something that's not quickly edited or put in a certain frame or a certain way so people can see it faster? Like even TikTok, like I remember before you didn't have to like zoom in on your videos as much because people would just post like landscape videos. It wouldn't be like when you post a clip from your stream, you gotta have it zoomed in on you and make it very small. Like I'm trying to explain it to y'all, like people make a lot of close-up clips. I'm gonna look at a Kai Cenat stream clip. I'm gonna try to show y'all like what it wasn't like that before. Like look.
And I can't, this PC is on account where I can't go on my school account.
Okay, now you see how it's up close like this? Like before, stream clips weren't like this. Before it would just be like a landscape. It wouldn't be like zoomed in and the fast captions and the sounds and the music in the background to keep people interested. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to explain it. Like it wasn't always like this. And it's the standard for content creation for everything to be like quick, zip, zip, zip in your face. And you figure out what's going on in 3 seconds. It's like nobody has the attention span to sit and watch things. I don't know how to explain it. Like even this is like overstimulating. This is overstimulating. You start the video and there's a sound. I even do the same thing because I know that's what draws people to watch videos. But like, as soon as you click on the video, there's a sound alerting you and it makes you want to stop. And then there's music and then you see the flashing subtitles and captions. And then Kai Cenat's face is so close to the camera so you don't even have to think about what's going on. It's just like, I don't know how to explain it, bro. Like before, it wasn't like that. It was just like people would post a clip. It wouldn't be like super close up. But even with this guy, like he's perfectionalizing the video, which is fine, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just, damn, like I wonder how much time he puts into this. Like that's all where this came from. I was just like, damn, I wonder how much time bro has to himself. Cause like editing is a lot, bro. Editing is I'm scratching my balls. I'm not gonna lie. Wow. But yeah, bro. Editing is a lot. So I'm just trying to think about how he finds the time to like do that and still function as a human being. Like, I don't know, that's just crazy.
We're web shooters on the wrist.
I'm talking about the person who edits these videos, and I'm pretty sure it's the guy who films them. Or maybe he probably spends time with the editor. Like, I don't know. There's no way.
Pay close attention to those web shooters throughout this trailer.
Yes, and they disappear.
Always need them to shoot.
I know.
This episode, Peter used a sewing machine to craft at the end of No Way Home. And the screenplay for the film explicitly describes it as, quote, a blue and red suit.
Damn, bro has access to the screenplay? Fucking damn, bro. How the fuck did you even get this? Bro has access to the fucking... Maybe it's public information and we just, like, don't be looking for it. Maybe this thing is something you could look up, but people just don't think to look for it. Because bro just has access to the screenplay of a fucking movie? Like, how?
New from him, but reminiscent of the suits he's seen before. Yes, the screenwriters deliberately stated that Peter designed this suit to look like Toby and Andrew's suits. You can really see that with the raised webbing on the red fabric like it's something we haven't really seen since the Sam Raimi Toei era. And they
Even though the weapon is bright, they gotta make it look like, you know what I'm saying?
and the way that suit fits Tom Holland with a certain looseness that
I'm not gonna lie, it looked like it hurt Tom Holland to run like that. The effects are kind of like weird in this, low-key, I'm not gonna lie. They're kind of like weird. They look good sometimes, but then they don't. Like that, when I watched it the first time on my own, I was like, okay, this is cool. But you can obviously tell that, like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
Yes, the screenwriters deliberately stated that Peter designed this.
Like, that CGI looks crazy. That doesn't even look good, bro. That looks like too cartoonish. Like, it doesn't even look realistic at all.
To look like Toby and Andrew's suit.
Like, you know that he wasn't doing that. Like, I don't even know. Even with the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, like, it kind of looked like he was doing some of the stuff that was going on. It didn't look too fake. Like, it looked like, damn, like, maybe somebody is doing that. You know nobody's doing that. But, like, maybe it is. It looks like a human silhouette. Like, that shit looks ass, bro. And you can kind of tell where it goes from it being a real stunt done by somebody to CGI, not anybody at all, if that makes sense. Because CGI is just them editing and making the body look like it's doing something. But you can kind of tell from when a certain stunt goes from a stunt person doing it, or maybe Tom Holland, going from a stunt person doing it to CGI. Like, even the run, you can tell that a real person was doing that, and then when he jumped, it turned into CGI. Or it was a running person with CGI on them as well. Like, for me, word.
You can really see that with the raised webbing on the red.
The background looks mad fake.
The Sam Raimi Toei era.
Like, you can tell that he's not above New York, bro. It just looks mad fake. He doesn't even look like he's supposed to be there. And he's not even anywhere high. While they're filming this, he's just standing on something that makes it seem like he's behind New York City. I don't know how to explain it. Like, in the studio, he's not that high up.
Even though the weapon is bright, they gotta make it look like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, look at Andrew Garfield. It looks so good. It looks like it could possibly be real. And then look at this fucking running idiot.
That suit fits Tom Holland with a certain looseness that allows the air to ripple through it. Just results in a natural fit that
This looks way better.
It's one of the best looking ever on film. This suit has a new chest logo to represent this new brand new day era. Gone is the squat techie spider from
that suit was
the
fire.
Trilogy, representing Peter's hardwired collab with Tony Stark. Now we have this long-limbed spider with thick clawed legs that stretch far up and down his chest. The title of Brand New Day, by the way, refers to a specific run of Spider-Man comics that began in 2008 to 2009.
Looks cool, bro.
Storyline in which Mephisto granted Peter's wish that the world would forget that Peter is Spider-Man, including erasing his relationship with MJ, and now.
Damn, this is like a double-edged sword. Like, he asked for something and it fucked him up. Damn.
Establishes Peter as a classic, anonymous, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man in a somewhat restored era of street-level conflicts with, like, drug dealers and gangs and other smaller criminals. I don't expect this movie to be an exact adaptation of that era from the comics.
I hope it
but
is.
Thematically, that kind of blank slate is what they're going for in this movie.
But not like how they take the comics and they make their own, like, even though, yes, they had the, yes, bro, they put their own spin on it. That's one thing I do, like, fuck with these niggas, but I ain't gonna care.
Entirely. This is not the first.
Because they be like low-key giving shit away.
They do be giving shit away. That's what
The
Jordan.
fans of the comics.
How did forget a lot of things, like how certain comics ended, and Jordan would just come down and be like, "Oh, and then these comics, blah blah blah." I'm like, "Yo, shit, they're probably gonna do that in the movie too, gang."
Yeah.
But sometimes they don't always do it.
The trilogy, it is the
They usually do.
series. I'll talk about that more as we go. Now, the fact that Tom Holland manages to pull down what's clearly a practical mask over his face and have the eyes
Like, that looks fake, bro.
with a perfect silhouette and no creases and wrinkles, guys,
It looks kind of cool.
Spider-Man mask. That is not easy to pull off in one gesture. So props to the costume designer here. Peter's dive like this reminds us of the shot from Thunderbolts that both opened the trailer and
I like Thunderbolts.
I didn't see that. I gotta watch that.
Performing a troubling jump as she monologued about how she was not in the best headspace, which worried us because at first we didn't really know she had a parachute. I think this shot of
If
Peter.
I was able to survive that, I would do this every day before straight.
Why?
I don't know.
Jump off a building? Facts.
Like, you ever just want to feel alive, bro? Like, just, I'm not even a adrenaline junkie at all. That's just like, imagine just.
Everything good, man?
Bro, I understand what he's saying, bro. Like he said, if you were able to do that every single day and not get hurt, like you're not gonna get hurt. You might as well just do it. Like I would do it just to feel it. Like, because when you're jumping off of something like that, you're gonna feel like everything at one time. But you know, if you do that, you're gonna die realistically. But if you had the ability to do it every day and you wouldn't die, you get that feeling every day, rush every single day, like. Wow, go because like your life flashes before your eyes, and then like it probably like makes you motivated or like makes you think about something that you forgot about because you're thinking about your whole life at one time because you think you're gonna die type word.
Was not in the best headspace, which worried us because at first we didn't really know she had a parachute. I think this shot of Peter is meant to convey a similar type of. Also, Peter got this directional dive by first sitting on the underside of a construction beam with his feet pointing upward. So for him, the sky was the abyss that he pondered falling into, and the city is the reality that he's now allowing gravity to pull him back into. In this dive, you can really see the back.
You spent 10K on seats last night. That didn't give you a rush. Yo, people are weird, bro. Being a streamer is weird, bro. Like, that's parasocial, bro. I mean, Rage probably told his chat that. He shouldn't have told his chat that. I wonder how that person got that information. Yeah, like, streamers be like, yo, they really be, like, telling their chat everything. I don't even think I'd be able to get on that type of level again. Like, he's telling his chat how much money he spent. I don't know, bro.
Yo, usually he misses, bro. Either he has a
You
lot
said not bad?
He has a lot of misses with
That
his
shit was
fucking
ass.
No, he has a lot of misses with his fucking jokes, bro.
Pursuits in the past.
Yo, Dante's funny.
Fabric of Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker suit.
Like, that looks so good. This is my favorite Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, I am gonna bring all of
Even though the plot is kind of ass. The plot is really ass. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's mad villains in the movie. We got Green Goblin, we got Electro, we got Rhino, and then we don't even really fight him. We fight him in the beginning, and then we fight him at the end, and then in the end it stops, and then they didn't make another movie, so it was just like a pointless thing. And then we got Harry being the friend, and then he wants Peter's blood, and then he turns into Green Goblin, and then we fight at the end. And then Gwen dies, and then right before that, you fight Electro. It's just like so much going on, and they're trying to juggle Peter and Gwen's relationship all in one at the same time. It's just like, but the action scenes are really cool. I think I'm just blinded by nostalgia. The story is like really bad, but the suit looks so good, and it kind of like saves everything. Like I could watch that movie. Nah, I can't. I ain't gonna lie. I probably just watch the swinging parts. But The Amazing Spider-Man, I could watch that. The story's like, yeah. All right, let me just. Yeah. The second one is my favorite, though. Facts. Aesthetically, it's my favorite. Story-wise, my favorite one is the. Story-wise, I'd probably say Homecoming. That story is pretty good. I like that one. It's a good story. I like that.
Oh my, look at that suit. It just looks so much better.
Like, I think of oral, you know.
I'm gonna explain how it might not just be the vibe.
It's crazy because that's not even a person. They talk about he got aura. That's not even a person. I mean, comics aren't people either. So it's kind of just like watching like a moving comic. I'm stupid. Let me stop talking.
Intentional parallels that show how this Peter is evolving after his body learns adaptations from two universes. Surprising physical evolution that threatens his existence. In the official synopsis, I'm going to explain exactly what that means in this video. But before we move on, there's this close-up of Peter's eye from this interesting angle underneath his mask. Seeing his eye and nose and cheek in profile, the white shape to the lower right with the black border is the eyepiece of Peter's mask. It's kind of an odd shot because it's physically impossible. You'd never be able to fit.
Yeah.
How the fuck you got a camera in a mask that's clearly right?
It looks like that's just actually supposed to be.
It looks like there's a lot of space in there.
What?
That's funny, bro. Like, obviously, this is not a camera in his face. This is like a drawn, probably computer generated like angle. But it looks really cool though.
Hey,
But it looks
just put a shot.
Let's put a shot.
Camera in such a snug place, but it makes this sort of a side view heads-up display, like the times we've seen Tony Stark's faces from
Wow,
inside
that's so
with
cool.
glowing interfaces around them. But they really want us to focus on Peter's eye. Obviously, a lot of things happen to Peter Parker's eyes in this trailer, and I think they want this to be contrast to the shot that we get later.
Yeah, I think he's gonna turn into the man spider, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's gonna turn into the man spider. Because he's going through the stages of having his organic webbing coming from his body. And then the final stage will probably be turning into like a full-blown like spider with hair and shit. His eyes are changing. I don't know what they're going to do. I'm very excited. I'm very excited.
In a trailer, and here something does seem to be glowing orange reflected in Peter's iris for a frame or two. Maybe an explosion or a flashing siren light that he's seen as he dives downward toward whatever this crime scene is. Or could it be another presence that's connecting with Peter in this exact moment? Could it be another...
That suit looks kind of ass, I'm not going to lie.
Evolution that threatens their existence? Keep watching this video to find out. The letter Peter reads in this section is a rewritten version of the letter that Peter wrote for MJ in the final minutes of Spider-Man No Way Home that he decided at the last second not to give her. That letter, we were able to see the first few sentences of written on graph paper in the credit sequence of that movie. It read, "Dear MJ, you don't know me, so this is gonna sound pretty crazy, but the truth is," and then he crossed that out, but then said, "But actually, you do know me, actually." Oof, a double use of the word actually in one sentence, clearly a STEM major, but this revised letter...
Damn, this is crazy because my girlfriend's name is Deadass Mary Jane. Like, imagine if that was to happen. Like, she just forgot who I was. And I had to, like, get her back and, like, make her remember me. Like, yo, that's crazy, bro. Or even, like, vice versa. If it was to happen to me and my girlfriend would have to, like, get me back, I would hope she would take me back if that was to happen. Or I hope if it was to happen to me, she would really try her best to make me remember her. I need to stop talking, bro. But yeah, that's like sad, bro. Like he knows who Mary Jane is and he's like seeing her do things with other people. It's like, damn, you know? It's sad, bro.
Zoomed in and enhanced on this older piece of paper, and here's the full heartbreaking text. "Hi, my name is Peter Parker, and you don't remember me, but I have something to tell you that's going to sound crazy, but it's the truth, and I know you're going to believe me because you're very good at telling when I'm lying. We used to know each other. We were together, but something bad was going to happen to the world, and the only..."
You said that?
Yo, oh my god. This could go really good or really bad. Like, she could file for the restraining order.
Yeah.
Like,
Yo,
weird ass away from you
They
guys.
give schizo vibes, bro.
You fucking freak.
We
Yo,
were together.
Like, yo, we know the lore, so it's all shit. The chat, imagine you, any
That's
girl
what
in
I'm
the chat.
saying.
Chat, like that, females in the chat. Imagine you're at work and some dude walks in and gives you a letter, like, yo, we used to be a thing. This, not there. You're gonna call the fucking police, man.
Right, exactly. So like, I hope like if that was to happen, my Mary Jane would like, I don't even know. I can't even be mad at her because she doesn't know who I am. But like, fuck, bro.
Scared, man. Females. Yo, Kira, you lucky yo, Kira, I said
Females?
I said females. Why the fuck are you typing, nigga?
I'm gagged. Oh, that's not...
Oh my god, I hate you, bro. I hate that shit. I fucking know some of you. I hate that shit. What is that?
That's not...
I would just stop.
Ooh, females?
Ew, stop.
I'm screaming.
Because
I'm screaming like, yo, she really said females?
Oh, that's so sweet.
Cringing. I hate that shit.
What does that mean?
Yo!
That's not.
The way to stop it was to make everyone forget me, including you, because I'm not just Peter Parker, I'm Spider-Man. And sometimes Spider-Man has to do the hard bit, even if it breaks Peter Parker's heart. Maybe I'll never read this to you. Maybe I'm just writing...
Damn, he said all this to her. Yeah, like a girl who doesn't know who he is, he's gonna be like, yo, bro is not Spider-Man. Who the fuck are you, bro? Because to the public, Spider-Man never shows his face.
This for me. Maybe that's my responsibility to live alone with the truth. But the truth is, I love you. And I hope deep down something inside...
Someone else is gonna find out.
love me too. Maybe this is a letter he's planning on slipping to MJ.
Damn, bro, that's like sad, but like he's really just trying to tell her like we used to love each other and you don't remember me. That's really sad, bro. She's gonna look at him like he's a fucking weirdo.
Sorbet party, or really just something he's writing for his own therapeutic benefit. But he is bringing some faded-looking flowers that he picked up from this bodega. We do later see MJ vase those crappy-looking flowers, so maybe Titashi does like him. Peter here sees Ned walking in, completely oblivious to him. I appreciate the sign of...
Yo, that walk-in was ass.
Behind Peter's head. He truly is given no credit for the sacrifice he made. Bless you. To help get MJ and Ned into his dream school of MIT. Let's also not forget that No Way Home revealed that Ned is a freaking sorcerer, folks. He has some innate wizard.
I forgot about this.
What?
You got Octavius Caldwell Pope. Bless you, Octavius Caldwell Pope. Two more. Oh my God. Bless you, Octavius Caldwell Pope. Okay, thank you. There's one more, but it's probably. Do you have allergies? Yeah. Okay, so I was having an argument in the group chat today, and some Indian niggas in the group chat told me a bitch for having allergies. She's like, grown ass man with allergies. What, is it pollen? Yeah. Yeah. You too? Yeah. I'm allergic to pollen, but I don't sneeze. I just get stuffy. No, but I can sneeze like that. So pollen gets me stuffy, and dust makes me itchy. I don't. Dust doesn't bother me. I'm allergic to dust mites. But like cotton, like if you go like this, makes me like squirm. That's like what? Nails. That's like nails on chalkboard to me. If you do this to what? Like little.
It's frozen. What the fuck? I'm tripping. No. Okay, the Wi-Fi is on. Come on, YouTube. What's up, bro? Come on, bro. Are we dead ass? What are we doing? On camera, though? Come on, bro. Man, it's cool. I'm recording this. You don't need Wi-Fi to record. That's cool. That's funny. Like, if the power went out, I could low-key just, like, record it. If I have enough devices, like, turned on and powered up, I don't know how I'd be able to put it out. I would have to, like, I don't know, but I would have, like, yeah. It's dead now working. Like, what's going on, bro? Did it go? Like, come on, bro. I really didn't need this right now. Like, come on, bro. What was the point of that? Just got me fucking scared for no reason. Bruh. Had me thinking that the power was going out. Fucking YouTube fucking glitch, bruh. Stupid ass fucking thumbnail, bro. Not the Spider-Man one, the Mac Miller one. At 56 seconds off rip. Yeah, you could suck my dick.
Maybe I'm just writing this for me. Maybe that's my responsibility.
I be doing that shit all the time, bro. If you were able to put an ad blocker on TV, I would definitely have. On my PC, ad blocker on everything. So low-key seeing ads be making me tight because I'm not like sitting through an ad, bro. If I can make it short, I'll fucking go back and forth until it gets to no ad. I'm dead serious. Like, I'm not watching no fucking ad, bro.
But how would we get I love you. And I think someone deep down something inside.
Someone else is gonna find you. I'm like, yo, he's gonna write it, he's gonna show us in the movie, we're gonna kind of forget about it, someone's gonna pick it up and read it. Somebody's gonna find that shit, bro. Somebody's gonna find it.
He remembers you love me too.
I think I got further than this. Yeah, I did. I'm like, huh?
But, like, cotton, like, if you go like this, makes me, like,
squirm. That's like
What?
nails. That's like nails on chalkboard to me.
If you do this to what?
Like little cotton swabs. If you go like that and it makes like this, it makes like this certain noise. That's like nails.
Really?
Yeah. That's like nails on chalkboard.
I kind of understand what he's talking
Like
about.
a rusted car or something.
Yeah.
No, nails on chalk. That's worse than nails on the chalkboard. That's
That
worse.
feeling? That's how I feel when I hear
That's nothing worse than that, bro.
that. Doesn't bother me though. That
What? You're psycho.
I never understood it when I saw it in movies and the cartoons would be like,
Yo, chill before you. I'm gonna say it, yo.
To help get MJ and Ned into his dream school of MIT. Let's also.
yo!
Oh no, Cat. By the way, chill with the Voltons. One of the Voltons hit me up. One of the Voltons that I don't communicate with hit me up. You know what I'm saying? Chill, bro. Voltons was going crazy this last week, tagging motherfuckers. If you say their name, I don't give a fuck, but they be tagging motherfuckers, Volton names.
Oh, vaulted names.
You know what I'm saying? They be tagging motherfuckers, gang.
Ooh.
Tagging the fuck out of that girl, bro. One of the ones I haven't spoken to in a long time.
So not forget that No Way Home revealed that Ned is a freaking sorcerer, folks. He has some innate wizard powers that allowed him to open a sling ring without any of the practice or training that Stephen Strange had to go through. Peter washes his suit in a washing machine in his building. We're reminded of Tobey Maguire, Peter Parker, and Spider-Man 2 in the laundromat, and how all of his clothes ended up getting stained. But I don't see a dryer here. Maybe this building just expects all the tenants to air dry their clothes. But I guess if Peter were to try drying his suit, it would shrink or stain a lot of the other clothes. But also remember, the last time we saw Michael Mando Scorpion in the MCU, he tried to do this to Peter.
You know, take a picture, slice his throat, put his head in the dryer.
Maybe Peter's just
That's crazy that they set all this stuff up like years before. Like this is from like the first movie that came out in like 2017, and they're following up on that. That's like cool that they're doing that.
To be clear, this is not an in-unit washer. No way, apartment that Peter.
I've never played Far Cry.
What?
I've never played Far Cry. Is it good?
Far Cry 3. I played that one and that was just so fire. He's the bad guy in that.
What's Far Cry even about?
And he's so good. No, it's like these group of kids or teenagers or whatever. They're like going on vacation on some, I think it's some random island or whatever, and they go parasailing and they go off the course and end up in no man land. You're not supposed to be there. Someone's territory that you're not supposed to be at. And that nigga's crazy.
Wait, how does he have dinosaurs?
Where'd you hear dinosaurs at?
Isn't that like a big pterodactyl? Like a big bird?
What are you talking about?
I thought that.
Far Cry. What do you...
I thought Far Cry had like animals or some shit.
I only played the third one, and I don't know what Primal.
No, I thought. Wait, yeah, no, I'm not tripping. I'm not dumb.
Far Cry Primal.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Far Cry either. That sounds pretty cool, bro. Story mode games used to be so cool. I don't be hearing about no story mode games anymore. Like, story mode games back then used to be so tough. Uncharted, fucking God of War, Far Cry, from what I'm hearing, that story sounds pretty interesting. Fucking Assassin's Creed. Like, a whole bunch of free roam, low-key, not free roam, but, like, you have a lot of motion in a story mode game. I don't know how to explain it. We need another Spider-Man game. No, we don't.
You're what? Yes!
Yeah, I don't know about this.
Far Cry Primal is a glorified, overpriced DLC.
Yo, well, where did you get that from?
They're right there.
The way he read it was funny.
Even if he does have a very expensive smartphone. This is a shared laundry machine in his building. There are some rumors that Peter's gonna meet some blonde-haired neighbor in his laundry room in this movie. That could be Karen Shipka as Gwen Stacy, but I don't know if I'm...
Oh shit, they're gonna give him like another person. He's probably not gonna love her. Maybe, I don't know.
Those rumors. Notice how bruised Peter's leg is here. Ouch! He's probably washing some blood out of his suit after a nasty fight.
We'll watch as much as we can.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, MJ and Ned watch on TV as Spider-Man is given a key to the city. So this movie is confirmed to take place after the events of Daredevil Born Again season. He's given a key to the city. So this...
We have to watch
I
it.
don't want to, though.
Why?
I don't want to watch these fucking Marvel
I feel you. Me
superhero
too.
shows.
I feel you, but let me go. Ah!
What the fuck
Does
is
he
that?
have the chain? I need to cross them to flex all your Dontavious Caldwell Pope.
Like, don't do that. That's corny.
I think you should though.
No, that's
So you know something. Just make it better.
No. I know. Now that is a good show. Like that's just.
But what if Daredevil's a good show? That's the way they talk about it.
But it's like superhero shit. Like yo.
No, but Daredevil doesn't. I mean, I know. I feel you.
I don't know how to explain it.
I know. Trust me. I didn't even watch Flash, bro.
Because the reason why I watched the Penguin and chat sold it to me because I was gonna skip it.
Whoa. They said Daredevil's way better. Gotta be Cap.
But this is the thing though. Like I like things for a different reason, and the only reason they sold me on Penguin is because they said it was like I like shows like Snowfall, like drug shows, like you know,
I love it.
shit like that.
The stories be good.
And they sold it to me like he's like a crime mob, and I watched it, and it's like that's what it was.
Penguin is street level villain. Daredevil is street level hero. So it might be on the same type of
But what's the premise? Is it just like every episode he fighting somebody, or he gotta fight? Like what is he doing? He gotta stop the bad guy. What is the premise?
He's a lawyer. And he's blind. Word up.
Hey man, look.
That was a good answer, low
It's
key.
really good. I just don't think it's for me.
Okay, that's understandable.
No shit, it's a superhero show. Yeah, that's why I don't. That's why. Like, why is me saying I don't want to watch a superhero show a surprise? And people be like, well, it's a superhero show. When I describe the things I don't like about watching superhero shows, niggas be like, well, it's a superhero show. Exactly. Why don't you watch it?
Loki's not a. He's like a vigilante, ain't he?
Yeah, like what's the word?
It's like an anti-hero.
Anti-hero. Yeah.
Wait, what does the Daredevil trailer look like? Have you seen the trailer?
No, I've seen clips, and I just like the fight. I like the clips of him fighting. Like I love the fighting clips, but I don't care for like what he's doing outside of that.
Yo, that's funny that he's saying that.
Yo, have you seen what was the hallway scene?
Bro said this is the show. Bro's lying. Bro's a lion. Marvel Rivals looks really good.
The devil doesn't kneel before false angels.
Nice. And this is crazy because the Daredevil is blind, so he's doing all this without being able to see, but he's sensing all these movements, and he's just moving his body with what he's hearing. Like, bro's just a superhero. That's crazy. Wow. This looks fire. That was fire, but he's not doing that. That was good because only animation can make that happen.
See this.
But real Daredevil's not doing that.
Like if it was something, if it looked like something like, actually I probably wouldn't watch the show, but I'd watch the clips of the fights for sure. I would definitely watch the clips of the fights.
This actually wants to real trailer though.
Wait, watch trailer.
Yeah, bro thinks that's the show.
Wait, they said it. Just watch it. Dontavious Caldwell Pope.
I know, because then people are gonna get mad because I'm gonna be bitching because I'm gonna be saying I don't care.
Okay, so you could try it if you don't like. They can't manage you.
Yes, they can because they don't listen.
They
Like,
can try some shit.
because I already tell them what I don't like, and then when I watch it, oh my god, I'm complaining because I don't care about the shit that they're showing me. Then they get mad. Wait, what? What happened? Yeah, JJK got mad when I told them too. I even dropped the show, came back, and still told them, and they still got mad.
Just try one season.
They dragged me, bro. Like the JJK fans dragged me.
I look, you feel like
You know what I saw? What's the name? What's the name? T-Bone? T-Bone?
did I get up?
No.
T-Banks.
Yes. T-Banks. He's watching that show, right? He's watching JJK. I don't know. It's popped up on my fucking TikTok. it shows the clip. I go to the comments, and the top comment was something Dante would never get. What the fuck?
Whoa. What?
It's like niggas is so mad that I don't like the show that they talk about me on other niggas' reactions. It's so fucking different. It's so fucking
Damn, Glorp.
I like that different.
Events of Daredevil Born Again Season 2. And there's a potential spoiler for Daredevil Born Again Season 2 in this shot. I would not know. I've not seen any episode of that season yet. But in case it is, and you don't want to know, you can skip it this time. Okay, the person handing in that key, I'm pretty sure is Sheila Rivera, played by actress Sabrina Guevara. She was a chief political advisor to Mayor Wilson Fisk in Season 1 of Daredevil Born Again. She is going to return in Season 2 starting next week. She's the one who had the initial misgivings about Fisk's approach, but then when Police Commissioner Gallo tried to work with Sheila, announced that Fisk wants the mayor declaring curfew and martial law.
Okay, shut up.
Gallo snitched and got Gallo killed by Fisk in the most violent
Damn.
execution Marvel Studios has ever shown in a Disney Plus show. Now, some were saying this is not Sabrina Guevara, but rather Liza Colonzayas, aka Tina from The Bear.
Wow, The Bear, that's crazy. Me and my girlfriend watched that when we first got together, like every day. I remember like when we first met, yeah, we were watching it like a lot. It's a good show, and then it starts getting ass. It starts getting really bad. It starts getting really bad. Every episode is like Lip from Shameless, whatever his name is in the show, just like talking to himself for a long time, or like it just like, yeah, it got ass. The first season was great, and then it just started turning into like, I don't know, like boring.
This isn't her. Set photos of her character show that she has shorter hair in this film. This is definitely Sheila from
I
Daredevil Born
hate
Again.
that we see these set photos, and we know everyone who's gonna be in the fucking movie.
Yo, like, can anything ever be? I don't think movies like big movies on this scale can't be. It's gonna be hard to be private.
But damn, I mean, like it just
so hard, bro.
it kind of and that's a big reason why I feel like damn theaters are gonna fucking slowly but
Everything
surely.
is spoiled, gang. Even when, bro, imagine not even having the slightest clue that McGuire was gonna be
Yeah.
in that movie. Yo, gang, I would have busted a nut. Like, imagine going to Spider-Man. Oh, no rumor, no nothing.
There's no more surprises.
Yeah, that was genuinely surprising.
Sorry, I had to scratch my throat.
Also, I could be wrong, but is that Ayla Zerner as a gray-haired Vanessa Fisk to the right of Spider-Man in this ceremony? It's all very odd, because Fisk hates masked vigilantes of all types. It even called out Spider-Man in his inaugural address.
We don't need a gun-toting vigilante who wears a skull on his chest, or a man who dresses in a spider outfit.
So for his advisor, Sheila,
Is he blind?
Spider-Man, the key to the city, it must mean that Daredevil Born Again Season 2 is going to feature some sort of bullshit in which Fisk is either no longer mayor. Hey,
Bro, he's listening to TV.
Bro's having a fine tall glass of wine and watching TV as a blind man. This guy's perpetrating.
maybe scarily in an even higher office now, and Sheila is either the interim mayor, or maybe Vanessa is, or maybe both of them are just forced into this weird position of having to make peace with certain next heroes. I don't know. But MJ and Ned are watching this broadcast because, as we'll see later in this trailer, these natural eggheads are trying to piece together who Spider-Man is. Peter runs across a rooftop, pulling down his mask and leaping into action, leading to what might be a different scene.
I know for sure there's going to be a conversation of them talking about Spider-Man, and the joke's going to come up like, yeah, he's probably ugly. He's probably not even all that good looking. Tom Holland or Peter Parker's gonna be like, well, he could be kind of. I guarantee there's gonna be a scene like that.
I'll be right back.
You disguise as somebody else, like if you like I'm Dante, YouTuber, niggas just start roasting you the whole time you're on Dante right there. I understand DDG. You like DDG music and DDG will be disguised as a motherfucker. We go around saying.
All right, I'm back. I don't really remember where I left off. I think I'm around this part. Ad.
Bro's having a fine tall glass of wine and watching.
I was around this part.
Maybe scarily in an even higher office now, and Sheila is either the interim mayor, or maybe Vanessa is, or.
Yeah, and there's only a couple minutes left of this video. Why did they stop it? They didn't want to watch the whole thing?
Both of them are just forced into this weird position of having to make peace with certain next heroes.
Yo, I hate that I do that, bro. That shit is annoying, bro. It's so loud. I'm sorry.
Trying to piece together who Spider-Man is. Peter runs across a rooftop, pulling down his mask and leaping into action, leading to what might be a different scene.
So I know for sure there's gonna be a conversation of them talking about Spider-Man, and the joke's gonna come up like, yeah, he's probably ugly. He's probably not even all that good looking. Tom Holland or Peter Parker's gonna be like, well, he could be kind of. I guarantee there's gonna be a scene like that.
We should do a video like that. You be disguised as somebody else. Like, yo, do you like I'm Dante, YouTuber? Niggas just start roasting you the whole time you're on Dante right there. And I understand, yo, TDG. Do you like TDG music? And TDG be disguised as a motherfucker. We go around saying, do you like TDG music? And be roasting.
Oh, like in public, like in public.
Yeah. I look like that Drake skit.
I was about to say, you see all the Drake skit?
Where a heavily armored tank unloads some high caliber artillery at him and is not at all concerned over how this is affecting your.
Bro, can a missile go in your asshole without it exploding? Like you just go
No.
in? Or will it explode through the temperature?
Actually, it will go through you. Like, I don't know. I don't know how, like, the impact. I think the impact has to be heavy enough to detonate it. I don't think it's like if you tap it, it blows up.
It has to be strong enough impact. So, yeah, he probably.
By office buildings. It's not really easy to see here, but Peter's swinging
This
as he
is a
chases
fucking-
his tank down is all practical swinging. Onlooker set videos from the Glasgow area show that Destin Daniel Cretton's crew rigged up an impressive mobile
Okay,
rigging.
so how do you not leak this? Like, how does this not get leaked? You'd have to have a whole inside city, like.
Bro, I don't know, man. And I think it's just because we were younger, but it's like, I ain't seen nothing from the OG Spider-Man. Like, I wasn't seeing nothing, but obviously we were, yeah.
Magazine or some
Yeah.
shit game. Like, Twitter wasn't like, oh, I was walking by and posted, like, back then, if somebody saw that shit, like, it's just word of mouth.
Yeah. And these blog pages probably, like, repost shit.
Facts.
Allow the stunt performer visibly switch.
That is a good thought, yeah, because, like, how is someone walking past this and not saying something? Like, and they try to go to places that they think are unfamiliar with Spider-Man, but, like, Spider-Man is universally loved, so anywhere you go, you can't be, like, you can't expect people to not know. Because they where they're filming at is supposed to replicate New York, because they can't film in New York. If they filmed in New York, like, you know, yeah. Yo, she's going crazy up there, bro. Like, what's up, bro?
From side to side while pursuing the tank down the street. There was some discourse about how the previous director said that practical swinging for Spider-Man would be impossible, which I guess was why he used so much green screen and CGI. But really, for No Way Home, it was more of a COVID-era necessity. I'm so excited to see it. I think this movie's going to be a strong contender against The Odyssey and Part 3 and Avengers Doomsday for the very first stunt performer Oscar. Now, what's craziest about this tank firing on Peter is, based on the later shot, the person driving it in this moment seems to be this random older woman who's being possessed by someone or something. I feel bad that this woman was being possessed by her own office buildings. Why are y'all smiling? The shots are aimed all the way down the street, like when Peter specs the cars and Peter crashes through Frank's windshield, or when Peter tells Frank to go home. There's clearly a dimension to these shots. They're really setting this on the wet streets of Glasgow and not on a back lot with an overhang tarp cover where the street ends in the corner to block your eye line. Like, I don't mind seeing that in a TV series, but on a $200 million movie, it can feel a little too economical. Peter gets sideswiped by the battle van driven by Punisher Frank Cat.
Am I weird? I used to watch compilations of people getting hit by cars.
Yeah, it's weird as fuck.
Hi.
What's
up?
Return to this movie after last week.
You ate? It was good. Your food was good. You ate. You chilling now? Your food was good. Your food. She's licking me. Hi. Your food was good. You ate. You gonna go shitty? You gonna go shitty? She's dead licking me right now. It's okay. It's okay. You can lick me, it's okay. It's okay. The camera sees you, it's okay. It doesn't matter. Do y'all hear that? I was going crazy. She ate, you know what I'm saying? She feeling good. Bro, feeling great. She said she feeling nice. Yo, I think I'd be a good dad, man. All right. Well, nah, because kids talk back. I don't think I'd be able to do that. They'd be like, why, daddy? I'd be like, huh? I'd be like, never mind. I'd be like, never mind, bro. I don't even think they're paying attention anymore. I think the video's about to end.
They just drag his model.
Similar shot where Andrew Garfield Spider-Man gets sideswiped by an NYPD truck and recalls a similar shot where Andrew Garfield Spider-Man gets sideswiped by an NYPD truck.
Okay, so this would be your reaction to real life people now?
Bro's like crazy.
Funny, but like real life people getting hit by cars is not funny. Like,
No, the video is more for like somebody getting hit by a car snap. But bro, when you see somebody just flying the fucking.
I feel like it's only funny like if it's like some jackass shit.
Yo.
But the context of
What's
someone
up?
just randomly getting hit, like what the fuck?
Oh no, bro. I was in high school. I was a gym.
Come back.
I was like 13.
In The Amazing Spider-Man 2, there's also a similar shot of Tom Holland's Peter Parker in Berlin getting sideswiped by a bullet train. All of these are really an homage to the iconic Tom Holland's Peter Parker in Berlin getting sideswiped by a bullet train. All of these are really an homage to the iconic Buster Keaton stunt. Just kind of exits quickly out of frame, but a really fun detail that's easy to miss when Peter gets swiped by the van. After the shot, you can see that Peter's head was positioned directly in front of a no loitering sign. Shouldn't have loitered, Peter. But why didn't Peter's spidey sense detect the approaching battle van? Does Frank drive that fast? Did the voice of Frank's ghost son screaming, "Damn, Daddy!" distract Peter? Or, as Peter's body is changing, is there just something off about his spidey sense, aka his arachno frequency? Or does Frank's threat have a psychic shielding from CDC's
You wanna do it again?
You'll see
I didn't know what you were doing, I'm sorry.
Supplier, a police scanner, and a bunch of unpaid parking tickets. No way he's ever gonna pay those. His windshield has little windows through which he can fire his guns at people he's driving directly toward. Incredible. And apparently Spider-Man and Frank know each other. Presumably they met sometime over the past 4 years being vigilantes in New York City. I don't need to know how they met. I just kind of love a lived-in Marvel world where every hero in New York kind of knows each other already. The fact that Frank is chasing the tank, Frank the Tank, at odds with Peter who's trying to stop it, it might tell us that Frank is helping Sadie Sink's character use this tank to escape from where she is. And it seems like Peter has in the past already tried to muzzle Frank's shotguns with his webbing, because now Frank knows this is going to be non-lethal as he just pulls a trigger and turns Peter's own weapon into like an indestructible beanbag that would send him flying. But now Peter uses lamppost to slingshot him back through Frank's windshield, taking Frank with him, and then censors Frank's profanity that he loves to hit us with on streaming shows, and muzzles him with a "go home." But Frank doesn't have a home, Peter. They took everything from him. He does seem to be sharing wherever he was crashing in Daredevil Warning season 1.
I like him though. He like
Jessica Jones to
Yeah, like the video's about to end. I feel like they're not interested in this. I would watch the whole video. I think I'm gonna watch the whole video. Like, I'm gonna go find this video and watch it.
Judge, jury, executioner.
Ground look. Adult. Yeah.
Now look.
Face.
Check. 20 minutes ago, we got a message from AIM.
Yeah.
That it's 25 minutes. We gotta get ready to go because yesterday, me and Dante, we went to a NBA game courtside, and we met a dude, a little kid. Shout out,
Very, very cool.
Marshall, cool legit, and his pops, who's an author. And you know, it was great meeting them. Little to behold, they reached out, and you know what I'm saying? We gonna chill with Marshall for a little bit with a jit and his pops and shit. You know what I'm saying? Get some food, go to the arcade, and all that. You know Marshall got bedtime, so that can't be too late.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You feel me? So
No, not Eminem.
yeah, not Marshall Mathers, gang.
Okay, I'm gonna find the video. Hopefully they like recommend it to me. I think it's this guy. What the fuck is this? Bro, thumbnails be like funny, bro. I'm not watching an ad. Like, I don't know what they think this is.
Welcome back to New York.
Oh yeah, it is this guy, I bet. Okay, so they were in like, okay, no, Frank the Tank. Okay, bet. I'm really interested. I want to watch it.
As he just pulls a trigger and turns Peter's own weapon into like an indestructible beanbag that would send him flying. But now Peter
Damn, why is it like so dark?
Slingshot him back through Frank's windshield, taking Frank with him, and then censors Frank's profanity that he loves to hit us with on streaming shows, and muzzles in with a "go home." But Frank doesn't have a home, Peter. They took everything.
It's like mad dark.
Sharing wherever he was crashing in Daredevil Born in season 1 with Matt Murdock and Jessica Jones to form their hideout in season 2, though. Peter attends
It's
a party
blurry
where
as
Jen
fuck.
and Ned are in attendance and notices MJ put in a vase of flowers and he got for her at the bodega. But now Peter sees this other guy flirting with her. This dude is played by Imanis Fondi, who played the live-action Ezra Bridger in Star Wars Ahsoka series. His eyes are quite dreamy. But could Imanis Fondi be playing the Harry Osborn of the MCU? Or could he be the Paul Raven figure? You know, the one from 2022 who time-dilated with MJ? Hate that guy. And to keep the rumor alive, I am obligated to point out this blonde-haired partygoer who presumably lives in this apartment building. It doesn't look like Kieran Shipka to me, but we are all on Spider-Gwen watch. All right, Peter collapses in his apartment, sweaty and worse for wear. The way the camera...
Yo, he be paying attention, bro. Like, bro be looking at the extra people in the background. Like, damn, bro.
follows him as he tips over reminds me of Sam Raimi's shot of Tobey Maguire Peter Parker collapsing in his bedroom after being bitten by the spider on the field trip in the first 2002 film. Indeed, what is happening to Peter here? Well, the editing of this segment suggests that after passing out inside, Peter wakes up sometime later outside, mostly naked in a web cocoon. The webbing tears away and Peter tries to thwip his web shooters, but he's not wearing mechanical web shooters, at least not here. Yet we still hear a kind of misfire thwip sound effect. Did Peter in this moment know he wasn't wearing web shooters? The earlier shot of him reading the letter suggested that he often wears web shooters even when he's not suited up because you never know when you'll need them. But when Peter falls here, he does desperately point his empty wrist upward, and we hear another thwip sound effect, and his body jerks as if something is hoisting him up. But when I went through the shot frame by frame, you do not see any webbing coming out of his wrist. Maybe they just didn't add in the CGI of it yet, or maybe the thwip sound that we hear in this clip is a misdirect, and someone else is actually catching Peter here, like the Punisher.
Yo, bro be thinking, bro. Like, what?
Sadie Sink's character, or Matt Murdock. Either.
What? The girl from Stranger Things is in this movie? What the fuck? Nah, they're going crazy, bro. I'm gonna have to move up. I don't care to move up. Alright, bet I'm chilling.
Anyway, the implication of all this is that Peter in this movie will start to produce organic webbing. Yes, the same kind of organic webbing from the body that Tobey Maguire Peter Parker produced in the Sam Raimi era. So traditionally in the comics, of course, Peter Parker's webs do not come from his body, they're mechanical. But the whole idea of organic webbing actually came from James Cameron, who in the 1990s wrote a 45-page scriptment, kind of like an expanded treatment that was almost like a script, for a Spider-Man movie that would have starred Leonardo DiCaprio and included some elements of Spider-Man being a freakish monster from the amazing fantasy tradition. But when James Cameron left the project and Columbia Pictures hired David Koepp, Koepp kept many of the elements from James Cameron's version, including the organic webbing. Many fans who didn't grow up reading Spider-Man comics just assumed that this is how it always was, because to them it was a little inconsistent that Spider-Man would have all these other abilities associated with spiders, but not organic webbing. The whole idea of organic webbing was introduced in meta contexts among the three Peters in No Way Home on the scaffolding, and shortly after by America Chavez in Multiverse of Madness, who asked Dr. Strange and Wong if Spider-Man shot webs out of his butt. I'm gonna assume the least gross option here and say that Peter's new organic webbing in this movie comes out of his wrists. It's March, and if you made some big swing...
I don't appreciate how you just tried to throw that in there. That wasn't nice, bro. Why did he just, like... It's March. Bro's about to throw in a fucking sponsorship. I'm not listening to that.
I think this movie is saying that Peter's evolution is an adaptation that's being triggered by his new environmental conditions. This movie is clearly not simply moving on and forgetting the events of No Way Home, it's building on them. For the first time, Peter's anomalistic physiology was exposed to variants with different survival traits. Peter connected to his two brothers via the arachnofrequency, the magical spidey sense that links them.
Like, yo, bro is thinking about this shit so deep.
All Spider-Man variants together in the web of life and destiny. Maybe this cosmic web knows that the incursions of Doomsday and Secret Wars are coming and triggered a kind of mutation in Peter's body to adopt some of the physiological traits of the other Peters whose biorhythms he's tethered to. Traits like organic webbing to make him more fortified for what's coming. This is kind of a real-world concept called epigenetics that Berg was trying to explain to me that could apply here. The idea being that we all have a lot of genes, but some of them might just be dormant and only get activated once we reach an environmental trigger. That environmental trigger could be the incoming incursion.
Damn, that's deep. Holy shit. Yo, being a movie director or like a script writer, like, holy shit. Shout out to y'all, bro. Like, making up these like fiction stories and making them sound like so relatable and like thinking about them to the T, to the point where it can be put into a visual concept is like crazy. Like, cause as a writer, you have to write something that is compelling enough for it to be translated from words to a visual production, if that makes sense. Cause like a movie is based off a script that was written by somebody. So the script had to be like good enough for it to be like, damn, we're gonna bring these words to life. So I'm just like, the person who wrote the script, the people who are like brilliant people, man.
And it can also cause triggers in other individuals who are going through a similar mutation process. Interesting shot here. Spider-Man gets scanned through this machine.
The suit kind of looks ass.
Every piece of text on this screen. Okay, on the lower left by his hand, the screen reads H-N, or enhanced human, or H-E-N. On the upper right by his head, the screen
Look at his
reads
neck.
detection. It seems like it's looking for gamma radiation. Like
It doesn't fit on his body like
or maybe
good.
the cosmic radiation given off by figures like Carol Danvers, Monica Rambeau, Kamala Khan, Wanda Maximoff. Technically, the spider that bit Peter was supposed to have some kind of radiation that resulted in his powers. On the screen close-up, we see the following. Along the top, operator Agent Ramirez, priority elevated, and the upper right.
Like, how is bro seeing this?
Visual 9, unidentified enhanced operative, threat level, agility enhanced, non-lethal profile, last known activity, urban traversal via synthetic filament, love it, this is just their word for whipping, and visual lock, acquired, confidence 92%, and then beneath that, there's a rundown of Peter's abilities and their classes, whatever that means, superior strength, beneath that, muscle fiber density, 12,500 PSI tensile strength, which is a lot. I don't think that's talking about his webbing, that's talking about just like his muscles. Enhanced class B, superior agility.
How is he seeing that? Am I blind?
2 seconds.
This TV is mad big and I can barely see what that says.
You can see ocular enhancement.
I gotta be going blind, bro.
Peripheral awareness, augmented class A, and then under enhanced perception, ocular enhancement, and then something else, peripheral awareness, and then also augmented class A. At the bottom of the screen, it reads device model neuroptics. So
I could kind of see, but like,
scanner invented by Bruce Banner, a Banner scanner, using the kind of gamma radiation reading tech that he used in 2012 Avengers film, now being used to identify enhanced individuals in an academic setting at Empire State University. Or, what I think it really is, a mutant scanner, used by the DODC, or whatever authority organization Tremel Tillman's character represents in this movie. Ramirez suggests that it's not academic tech, but a piece of government tech, and it labels Peter as not a mutant, but enhanced, which was the same code word for mutant that Marvel Studios had to use in 2015's Avengers Age of Ultron. I think Peter might be detained here, or is allowing himself to get scanned to operate in some transparency with this government authority to try to show them that he is an ally. All of these abilities are things that Peter's had since he became Spider-Man. Not shown here are any of the freaky new traits that he's developing in this movie. Then, in a lecture hall, Peter approaches Bruce Banner! Yes, Mark Ruffalo is appearing in this film, last seen in 2022's She-Hulk series. Somewhere
that shit was ass.
He's wearing on his hand, and yep, I guess you guys didn't watch She-Hulk or remember the Shang-Chi post-credit scene. Bruce wears this on his arm to inhibit his gamma-irradiated blood in order to keep him in this human form instead of his smart Hulk form. The device
that shit's so ass.
in the She-Hulk episode, the one that led to his cousin Jennifer getting her powers, but Bruce has apparently repaired it. Peter wears an ESU sweatshirt. This is for Empire State University, the fictional Manhattan Ivy League college that Peter Parker attends in the comics, and it's where he meets Gwen Stacy. Peter not getting into MIT, but getting into Empire State, hey, not a bad trade-off for someone who just got his GED. Loki. But for Peter, Bruce Banner represents a former co-Avenger that he last saw at Tony Stark's funeral and fought alongside in Battle of Earth. Dr. Bruce Banner's face was also in a photo hanging in his Midtown High School classroom wall. But of course, Bruce Banner in this form does not remember Peter due to the memory wipe spell. On the screen behind Bruce, a large green-colored screen, you can see Banner was lecturing about something called lattice quantum chronodynamics, or lattice QCD. So QCD refers to the theory in physics that describes a strong nuclear force that binds quarks together to form the protons and neutrons, really holds together the nuclei of atoms. Since this force is difficult to calculate, in 1974, physicist Kenneth Wilson devised lattice QCD, which involves using supercomputer simulations to map the universe.
Like, what the fuck?
Grid, where the charges of quarks and
Okay,
gluons
thank you for telling me, bro.
are designated by colors.
I didn't know this.
You got none of that. But maybe Banner is trying to study ways to invert the gamma radiation in his blood. I don't think it's gonna work. I think either the physical adaptations affecting all the enhanced people in this movie, or maybe Sadie Sink's character burrowing into Bruce's subconscious is gonna reactivate the green Savage Hulk form once more, or bring out a new form we haven't seen yet, like Grey Hulk. We see a single drop of water in a bucket causing Peter's heightened senses to freak out more than they should. I'm reminded of Tobey Maguire and Peter Parker's Spidey sense in the 2002 film, hyper-focusing on a spitball and a fly when Flash was about to punch him. Again, all the connections we're seeing to Tobey and Andrew, I think it's just the arachno frequency echoing in his mind as his body is adapting to catch up to those two brothers. We see Peter in his apartment with all of his equipment reacting to his organic webbing covering every surface. This is probably after he woke up outside. Then Bruce Banner drops the big M word here. If your DNA is mutating. There it is!
Boom, you looking for this?
You don't put mutate in a Marvel trailer without knowing what you're doing. Marvel Studios used to not even be legally allowed to say that word or any of its derivations 10 years ago when Disney made the deal with Fox over how to feature Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver in Age of Ultron. The Avengers movies were prohibited from using the word mutant or mutate in any context like this. Obviously, that's not the case anymore. Disney owns Fox. But for Bruce Banner to describe Peter's changes with the word mutate suggests that this movie is going to start using the mutant nomenclature. They're planting the seeds for the mutant saga that's going to come after Secret Wars. Now, Peter Parker is not categorically a mutant in the Marvel Comics. The term mutate has been used to describe characters like him and Deadpool, in that they started as normal humans who then got mutated by some external means. They were not born with X genes. But Peter Parker has long been associated with other mutant characters as an enhanced superhero that he's often just grouped with them nonetheless. In House of M, for example, Peter joined the mutants in the upper class of society, mutant-dominated reality that Wanda Maximoff created. So Bruce Banner telling us that something is causing Peter Parker to mutate further just cannot be ignored. And I think the implication is that those same environmental factors are also triggering the DNA in dormant mutants of this world. It's all connected. And before we move on, we see one shot of Peter on a rooftop webbing off screen and slingshotting himself. This is one shot where he really does not have visible web shooters. I don't even see bumps. Those webs are coming out of his wrists, folks. Here, Peter visits the grave of Aunt May, the same grave that he and Happy Hogan visited together in one of the final scenes of Spider-Man No Way Home. Similar to the shot in that scene, the flowers cover May's birth year, leaving only 2020 as her death year, because that's when Spider-Man No Way Home took place. In that film, that was kind of a callback to Tony Stark in Civil War, finding Aunt May surprisingly attractive and kind of hard to place an age on. But here behind the wilted flowers, it does kind of look like the birth year is 1964, which, not to be impolite to the wonderful Marissa Tomei, but her birth year was 1964. Over this section, we hear someone narrating, spiders have 3 life cycles. When between cycles, they can leave the spider vulnerable to threats. And for those spiders who make it through, it amounts to a kind of rebirth. This sounds like Keith David to me. Keith David interestingly voiced Tombstone in the Spectacular Spider-Man series, but in this movie we're hearing that Marvin Jones III is going to be playing a version of Tombstone. Either way, I think this Keith David sounding dude is narrating a nature documentary. While I know a lot of us cannot help but hear this as Keith David's voice, Marvin Jones III, who is playing Lonnie Lincoln Tombstone in this movie, has a very similar register. Take a listen to our friends from the Breakfast Club.
But again, we're just starting. You know,
he has a nice voice.
Black family. These are black stories and black experiences. You know,
When between cycles, it can leave the spider vulnerable to threats.
The closed captioning of this trailer calls whoever the speaker is narrator. Also, did you notice this little audio glitch on the phrase vulnerable to threats?
Vulnerable to threats.
Now, I'm sorry to do this.
Bro,
but have you
be
ever
like-
taken any biology or entomology class or just been to a freaking zoo?
Bro be hearing everything, bro. I didn't even like peep any of that, bro.
A, no. spiders do not have 3 life cycles. They are not insects. They are another division of invertebrates known as arthropods. They only have 2 segments, and they don't have larval, pupal, and adult stages the way insects do. You can't say that like egg and then baby spider and big spider are 3 stages. No, spiders hatch out of eggs looking like small versions of their adult bodies, and they just molt as they get larger, like other arthropods do. Similarly, crabs and lobsters do not have 3 life cycles. Also, you would not call them 3 life cycles, you'd call them stages. And B, spiders do not gestate in web cocoons like moths and caterpillars do. So is this narrator stupid? Are the screenwriters biting off more they can chew? Maybe, or maybe Keith David, or whoever this is not actually referring to life science here. It could be some voice of some Web of Life and Destiny figure who's only referring to Spider-Man variants connected to this arachno frequency. And this is not the language of scientists.
What, bro?
Rather,
I don't even like,
only
what?
the cosmic biorhythms of Peter and his variants. Or
Bro,
could it
be
just be
thinking.
who's kind of waxing poetic about how Spider-Man operates. In this section, we see a windowless containment facility that's holding a captive that I'm pretty sure is Sadie Sink's character. We see her bound to a chair in a faux office dormitory with elevating paneling and what look like some dangerous frequency-emitting devices surrounding it. In this room, you can see a bed, a desk, bookshelving, speakers, and roller skates. Now, there was one idea at some point that Sadie Sink could be playing Carly Cooper, who participates in roller derby, part of the Brand New Day era of the comics. Or rather, I think this is just a facility that this young woman has been held captive.
How did they like... Why did they choose? That's crazy that she just like happens to be in this movie and she just got off of Stranger Things. But obviously they filmed these things a while ago and they're just now coming out with it. But did they know Stranger Things was going to project the way it did and make people see Max's character the way they saw it? Because now it looks like she was in a part of the biggest side character in the biggest show on Netflix at the time. And now she's a co-star in probably one of the biggest movies of 2026. And then slowly but surely, she's probably going to get like a main role. They're probably like moving her up the ladder. But like, how did they know that Stranger Things was going to do that for her to, like, I don't know. That's just very convenient that she's in this movie right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how to explain it.
And since she was a young girl, she's obviously extremely powerful. The powerful threat that was mentioned in the official synopsis. Now, the edit makes it seem like it's the clenching of her fists that causes this explosion outside. But I think that's just a trailer editing. Still, I do think this is the outside of the same facility that she's inside of. It's definitely maximum security based on the reinforced bars in the building to the right, the armored vehicle beneath that wall on the right, and some armed soldiers to the left. We also see some medical personnel, like someone in medical scrubs and someone else in a white lab coat. Also, someone in a hazmat suit. Yeah, this is some shady government research facility where they do human testing. I'm thinking some East Coast DODC or some other anti-mutant agency led up by Tremel Tillman's character. This is where I think Spider-Man allowed to get scanned and where Sadie Sink's character is being imprisoned. But now this explosion tears a huge hole through the wall. I think the tank drove through it. I think what happened is Sadie Sink's character's abilities allowed her to hop her consciousness into other bodies, take possession of those bodies, and lily pad person to person until someone she could puppet was able to hijack this armored tank and smash it into this facility. I think the tank that Peter and Frank were chasing was her consciousness puppeting a human to bring that tank to this location, crash into it, and allow her physical body to escape. I'm guessing what that.
Oh yeah, because the lady that when Peter opened the tank, it was an older lady driving it. But it could have been that person's consciousness doing that. Because the lady probably had no idea that she was doing that.
Help of Frank Castle, because it's clearly inside of this facility where the tank has crashed when Peter opens the hatch, where now we see the consciousness jumping out. It hops from this sweet older lady to one of the armed soldiers, then up to the higher level to this dude. And I love how this shot uses red lights in frame to draw our eye to each body that the consciousness is hopping to. Like with the soldier to the right, we see a red light on the scope, and then as we go up, there's a red light on the door.
Like...
Also, I don't know what to make to this, but when the consciousness is shifting from the woman to the soldier, there is someone running behind these soldiers who might have been part of that chain, or might just be someone else fleeing from this facility. But here we see Tremel Tillman's character in his office talking to Spider-Man, calling this threat something, quote, we can't even see. The closed captioning names his character as Bill. Now, there are some rumors that his character would be William Metzger, Bill Metzger, who in the Marvel Comics is a lesser-known anti-mutant activist who runs a propaganda publication. Personally, I think that that's really a production code name for the character's real name, Bill Stryker. Yeah, I think Shamel Tillman's gonna be the MCU's William Stryker, the human government's authority who's hunting and detaining mutants like Sadie Sink's character.
Wow.
Sadie Sink's figure in a green coat and a hood, raising...
Didn't the Stryker capture the Wolverine?
The same stuff in the shot of the organic webbing everywhere earlier.
Let me know.
And by the way, one of our commenters on our Tuesday live stream wondered if that orange shirt hanging on the right could be the shirt that Peter wore in the Netherlands when Happy Hogan found him in Far From Home.
Tell me something only you would know.
Yeah, well, remember when we went
This
to
is attention to
Germany?
detail.
The video in your room? They didn't list the titles, but I could tell by the price it was an adult film at the front desk.
But we know this hooded figure is definitely Sadie Sink. How do we know that? Well, in some set photos, like one shared by Unboxed PhD, Sadie Sink was seen wearing the same outfit, a heavily green jacket and a similar jumpsuit with a...
Yo, you can't do anything without people leaking.
Yellowish cargo pants and boots, and we see those same boots in the containment cell where she's locked up on the left of it. At this point, most of us believe that Sadie Sink is playing Jean Grey in this movie. I know there are other possibilities, characters with more of an established relationship with Peter Parker in the history of Marvel media. But here's the deal, folks. Sadie Sink has also been confirmed to return as her character in Avengers Secret Wars. So she must be playing someone really important to the future of the Marvel franchise.
Yo, the people who get this information are like parasocial as fuck. Like, how do you even like have the time to figure out these things about these people? Like, who told you that Sadie Sink was confirmed? Like, who told you that? And then you heard that information, then you ran with it, and then you posted it on social media, and now people think that it's... Like, being a celebrity, you can't do anything. Like, there are people talking about what she's confirmed to be in. Like, how do people even get access to that information? Like, what the fuck? That's like if people had access to know what video I was dropping next. Like, oh yeah, Tyrez confirmed to drop this video the next time he drops, because we've seen him doing this, and we took pictures of him going, and we see him doing this and wearing this and saying this. Or his script leader gave us information. Like, that's crazy, bro.
Marvel Studios gonna bring Typhoid Mary into Secret Wars? And looking at this trailer, there are just only so many well-known Marvel A-listers with this specific kind of power set. The power to shift one's consciousness into others and take possession of their bodies. That kind of mind control represents advanced level, arguably omega level psionic abilities that we've only seen from people like Charles Xavier, Jean Grey, and I suppose others like Shadow King Amal Farouk. And very few enhanced folks have telekinetic powers so explosive that they would need to be kept in a cell like this. And yes, Jean Grey's powers are ones that you cannot always see. The Cosmic Phoenix Force that empowers Jean, especially at a younger age, doesn't always manifest on the visual spectrum. In another video, I did my best to rationalize why.
Oh yeah, because Jean Grey's character has like hair like Sadie Sink, so they chose her. Ah, that makes sense. That's just very convenient that she just got off the biggest show on Netflix. And not like, it's just very convenient, and she just happens to have the same color hair. Like, that's just mad convenient, bro. I just unlike the video, stupid ass.
Marvel Studios would introduce a foundational mutant like Jean Grey right now. I get it, it's a big, kind of weird move. Why would they do it in this movie before everything gets blown up in Doomsday and Secret Wars, when Jean Grey would need to be on the same footing as other new incoming mutants like Scott Summers, Hank McCoy, or Aurora Monroe in the X-Men film that's probably going to come in 2028? Well, in that video, I did come up with what I think is some explanation for how it might actually be the smartest.
These movies just need to hurry up and come out. Like, holy shit. They talking about all this cool stuff and like nothing is out yet.
Her to her better Marvel Girl gene form for X-Men, so that they could leave the Phoenix as part of her blacked out forgotten past and avoid having to drag Sadie Sink through the same Dark Phoenix saga storyline that Fox made the mistake of doing twice with Famke Janssen and Sophie Turner. So, by applying the epigenetics theory, Jean Grey could be the mutant zero of the 616 universe, someone who's been confined by the government for several years if she was a little girl with roller skates in that cell, who, due to a Phoenix Force link, had her dormant X gene awoken early by the incoming incursions to mutate and prepare her for the coming conflict, and Jean's awakening could trigger the mutations in others in this reality, including the physiological changes in Peter Parker, and maybe a reversion to Savage Hulk for Bruce Banner, or the emergence of the Grey Hulk. Let me know your thoughts on this theory in the comments below, but let's move on. Okay, here we see Peter battling with other villains who are part of the Spider-Man.
Wow, yeah, like, yo. That shit look crazy, bro. I don't even know why I muted it. I'm happy I muted it.
Ferry, get them arrested and sent to
Wow,
Rikers.
this is so cool. Holy shit. This is about to be a good movie. This movie needs to be like 3 hours. Like 2 hours, like it has to be like 2 hours and 45 minutes plus minimum. Like all the stuff that they're showing, this shit better not be like quick stuff. Like these fights better be like long fights. Yeah, bro. This movie needs to be like 3 hours minimum, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
the incoming incursions to mutate and prepare her for the coming conflict, and Jean's awakening could trigger the mutations in others in this reality, including the physiological changes in Peter Parker, and maybe a reversion to Savage Hulk for Bruce Banner, or the emergence of the Grey Hulk. Let me know your thoughts on this theory in the comments below, but let's move on.
Like, I wonder how they're gonna fit all this, these new ideas that they're dropping on the average viewer. Like, the average viewer probably doesn't really know much about Jean Grey. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not, like, underground superheroes, but the average person doesn't know who that is. Jean Grey, they're gonna be like, who's that? Like, if you're not, like, a superhero person, you're not gonna know. Like, a non-superhero person's gonna know Spider-Man, Batman, Iron Man, Superman, like, you know. But they're not gonna know Jean Grey. They're probably not gonna know Daredevil. They're probably not gonna know the Punisher, you know what I'm saying? So they're introducing all these like lower level popularity heroes, and then having Peter go through so many different things while introducing all these new characters and all these new things with Peter. Like, and the whole plot with Peter's people not remembering him, and then Gwen Stacy potentially being in the movie. Like, it's just like a lot. So I wonder how they're gonna like handle it. This movie can't be like less than 3 hours. It has to be 3 hours plus, because there's so many things that they need to like talk about and show. Like, I don't know.
Okay, here we see Peter battling with other villains who are part of the Spider-Man Rogues Gallery. First, Michael Mando returns from Spider-Man Homecoming as Matt Gargan Scorpion, whom Peter busted in an arms deal on a Staten Island ferry, getting him arrested and sent to Rikers, where he told Adrian Toomes he was gonna stuff Spider-Man's severed head in a dryer. Now he has a fully mechanized Scorpion suit, and he uses that tail to wallop Peter across the street.
Damn, that looked kind of good.
How that Toomes guy randomly started glowing in his Rikers prison cell down the cell block and transported to whatever universe Morbius is in. And yes, I forced in that segue to Morbius because New Rockstars is doing another live show on April 17th at the UCB Theater in Los Angeles, where we're going to do an abridged staged reading of Morbius from 2022. But you don't have to live in LA to watch it. There's a nifty online portal where you can watch the show wherever you live. Ticket link in the description. But notice how Max says here,
Stay
who's watching that?
yeah, he says stay out of my way. At least that's what we hear.
I'm not.
Honestly, Michael Mando is saying something else. Often trailers, especially Sony trailers, like to do stuff like this. So how did Mac get out of prison?
Wait, hold on. What did he say? I wasn't paying attention. Hold on.
The online portal where you can watch the show wherever you live. Ticket link in the description. But notice how Max says here,
Stay out of my way.
yeah, he says stay out of my way. At least that's what we hear. But if you look closely, Michael Mando is saying something else. Often trailers, especially Sony trailers, like to do stuff like this.
Wow, they changed the words he said. Wow, and we're stupid enough to fucking believe he said that.
So how did Mac get out of prison? Who hooked him up with this cool gear? Someone must be bankrolling him. Now, it could be Kingpin, though unfortunately, legally, Vincent D'Onofrio's Wilson Fisk cannot appear in this movie. It could be Val and her Ox Group resources, which are going to show up in Daredevil Born Again Season 2. It could be Lonnie Lincoln Tombstone, who is probably going to be played by Marvin Jones III in this movie. Someone else could have raided the DODC storage and all the hardware from Stark and Adrian Toomes that the DODC confiscated over the years. Also, hey, it could be the tech of Oscorp and Norman Osborn. I kept obsessing over that neon green overhang in the background of this Scorpion shot. It says like something LEY building, doesn't say Oscorp building. But I really love this next shot of Peter rolling in some sticky whipping and sliding across the rooftop and getting a bunch of birds stuck to him. Then a quick shot of Frank Castle saying, "You're losing it, kid." Maybe the reason Frank is protecting / helping Sadie Sink, if she is Jean Grey, is that maybe Jean can use her telepathic abilities to silence the voice of Frank's ghost kids in his mind. Then we see Peter and MJ standing face to face with the towers of Central Park West in the background. Peter's messed up here. Of course, MJ does not remember who Peter is, but she does have some memories of interacting with Spider-Man. So maybe being masked here is just one way Peter can still connect with her. Then the shot of Peter while trying to stop or redirect the tank webs a pole to use the centrifugal force to turn the tank down the street leading to Battery Park and the Staten Island ferry. But this
Any pizza with
Like,
three
fake
toppings
New
is
York
not
is
letting
mad
up.
funny.
Domino's best deal ever.
Yo, I might have to wait through this whole thing. Fuck it, bro. I don't even care.
Down the base.
This flings him against the bus where, sitting in the seat, wearing a New York Jet shirt, is this extra that many online are now claiming to be Rogue. Yes, the energy-sapping mutant Rogue. Guys, I guess they're just saying that from the hair. I would have loved an appearance by Rogue in this movie, and hey, if Jean Grey is going to be in this movie, why not Rogue? But hey, this would not be how they would introduce Rogue, not in a trailer like this. Rogue would never be a Jets fan, and no offense to this extra, I just think they would cast a bigger name. Then we get 3 slow-motion splash page shots that seem like they're going to be part of either an Act 1 montage showing Peter's heroics or something else. First, we see this pose that Peter makes as he's rescuing this guy. It's an exact restaging of Amazing Fantasy number 15, the first ever comic appearance of Spider-Man from August 1962, where he's posed in this open-chested way to perfectly match Jack Kirby and Steve Ditko's cover art. In that first issue, this cover art isn't anything that we see Spider-Man do in his origin story. The green-suited guy is just meant to be kind of a generic thug who is retroactively named Steve as a nod to Steve Ditko. It's not Norman Osborn or Harry Osborn. Many have wondered if the overcast, hazy look of New York City here is a clue that this scene could be taking place on the same day as the final battle of the Thunderbolts film, when Sentry's void form went rogue and engulfed major parts of the city in shadow, when it did that temporarily exiled victims into their most shameful memories. So if Peter was part of that, maybe he would have been forced to revisit the death of Aunt May, or the death of Tony Stark, or maybe even the death of his Uncle Ben, something the MCU Spider-Man has never really revealed to us. But anyway, Peter was somewhere in New York when all that happened. It was also rumored that Florence Pugh's Yelena Belova might appear in this film, and if there is a Thunderbolts connection, I'm betting it would happen here. Next, Peter leaps up with his webbing snaking toward us as Boomerang attacks from below. Boomerang, Frederick Myers, was a Spider-Man villain from 1966, an Australian-American who got caught taking bribes that ended his baseball pitching career, and he fell into the crime organization called the Secret Empire. Then, on a boat on the river, Peter dodges an attack from Tarantula. The image here is a direct recreation of the first appearance of Tarantula on the cover of The Amazing Spider-Man 134 in 1974 by artist Ross Andrew. Tarantula, the first of whom was named Anton Miguel Rodriguez, was a South American terrorist who ends up working for the Brand Corporation, who wears razor-clawed boots and gloves that are often tipped with toxins that render his victims unconscious. Now, rumors that reported these 2 characters also speculated that other low-level Spider-Man villains could also cameo, not just Tombstone, but like Rhino, Chameleon, Ramrod. No, I do not think this movie is assembling the Sinister Six, but I do have a theory as to what all of this slow-motion imagery really is with these next shots. Okay, here Peter faces off against the Ninjas of the Hand. Yes, in their Frank Miller comic-accurate red suits. You remember the Hand from the Daredevil series and the Netflix era and its crossover Defenders series. It's an ancient cult of ninjas that operates as a criminal organization. But I do not know why all of these characters are in this seemingly abandoned prison. And I really don't know why Peter is not wearing his mask here. But it does seem to be late in the film because the webbing Peter emits does not come from web shooters. And its tensile strength also appears to be even more powerful than what showed up on the scanner, because the way it shatters that sword like an icicle, damn! Like, I know Destiny Cretton is known for some incredible Sheila-inspired imagery, but doesn't this feel like it's kind of in a simulated reality? It's just also hyper-realistic and stylized than the rest of the footage. It makes me wonder if Peter's actually in some kind of Danger Room-esque training simulation for all of this, or some kind of vision that, like, Jean Grey is putting him through. Maybe some module that the DoD might have to test Peter's actual enhancements. Specifically, this shot of Peter's eyes rolling over dark. I know many think this could be the symbiote taking over his body, or some other kind of evil. Maybe it's even Jean Grey trying to get into his mind, or just his physiological changes taking over as he mutates into a multi-armed man-spider. Boomerang, Frederick Myers, was a Spider-Man villain from 1966, an Australian-American who got caught taking bribes that ended his baseball pitching career, and he fell into the crime organization called the Secret Empire. Then, on a boat on the river, Peter dodges an attack from Tarantula. The image here is a direct recreation.
Yeah, like, these have to be like a montage. Like, this must be like them showing, like, he's been fighting street-level heroes. There's no way that there's individual fights. Like, there's no way that they're showing these fights in full length. Like, these have to be like 1 second things that are in the movie.
In the first appearance of Tarantula on the cover of The Amazing Spider-Man 134 in 1974.
The realistic suit of that guy looks ass.
Tarantula, the first of whom was named Anton Miguel Rodriguez, was a South American terrorist who ends up working for the Brand Corporation, who wears razor-clawed boots and gloves that are often tipped with toxins that render his victims unconscious. Now, rumors that reported these 2 characters also speculated that other low-level Spider-Man villains could also cameo, not just Tombstone, but like Rhino, Chameleon, Ramrod. No, I do not think this movie is assembling the Sinister Six, but I do have a theory as to what all of this slow-motion imagery really is with these next shots. Okay, here Peter faces off against the Ninjas of the Hand. Yes, in their Frank Miller comic-accurate red suits. You remember the Hand from the Daredevil series in the Netflix era and its crossover Defenders series. It's an ancient cult of ninjas that operates as a criminal organization. But I do not know why all of these characters are in this seemingly abandoned prison. And I really don't know why Peter is not wearing his mask here. But it does seem to be late in the film because the webbing Peter admits does not come from web shooters. And its tensile strength also appears to be even more powerful than what showed up.
Enough to break a sword.
The way it shatters that sword like an icicle? Damn! Look, I know Destino Cretton is known for some incredible Wuxia-inspired imagery, but doesn't this feel like it's kind of in a...
Yeah, I don't know if that's from Shang-Chi or whatever, but Shang-Chi's a good movie, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't really pay attention to the story like that, but it wasn't boring, and the action scenes were really good. I felt like a kid watching that. That movie was good. And they did that on a character that the average person doesn't know. So that was cool.
Simulated reality? It's just also hyper-realistic and stylized than the rest of the footage. It makes me wonder if Peter's actually in some kind of Danger Room-esque training simulation for all of this, or some kind of vision that, like, Jean Grey is putting him through. Maybe some module that the DODC might have to test Peter's actual enhancements. Specifically, this shot of Peter's eyes rolling over dark. I know many think this could be the symbiote taking over his body, or some other kind of evil. Maybe it's even Jean Grey trying to get into his mind, or just...
Yeah, because she's doing the consciousness thing. Damn. Or it could be him turning into the man spider. Like, I don't know.
His physiological changes taking over as he mutates into a multi-armed man spider. But I do think the close-up of his eyes going dark is meant to be the beginning of some kind of mental projection, simulated reality that's going to take him through these trials. Whether it's a technological one through the DODC or something Jean Grey is putting him through, I don't think it's something he's...
Yeah, this movie needs to be long, bro. There's too much going on.
In Peter's dark eyes at this shot and enhance the image, it does kind of look like there's some mysterious red face being reflected. I just cannot make out who it is or what the context of this shot is. So this shot of Peter flying toward the hand ninjas, it seems to be using some Crouching Tiger Wuxia cinematography that looks awesome. A lot of folks are also focused on the negative space of the shot to wonder if the space beneath Peter has had other Marvel heroes scrubbed out using VFX like Hulk or Punisher or Jean Grey, or yeah, maybe that's just Daredevil flying beneath him there. Sure, I get it. I remember when the final No Way Home trailer showed a similar framing of what Sony tried to make us think was just one Peter leaping to the right at some villains outnumbering.
Oh yeah, and then the other Peters were under...
version of the trailer, some invisible force knocked Lizard's head that we all quickly figured out was Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, just scrubbed out of the shot. And we don't want to get...
Wow, they do be doing that.
Destino Cretton would be that dumb to just do that again in the splash shot.
I think he did it again.
But I do think there's something even more deceptive going on with this shot. Like, if it were just this shot alone, I could chalk it up to being part of the montage with Boomerang and Tarantula, those shots. But with the intense-looking Peter without the mask in the prison, yes, something more is going on here. Something that I think could just be in Peter's mind. We end with another scene from MJ and Ned's housewarming party. Maybe just MJ's housewarming party. I don't know if she and Ned are roommates. But we do find out that Peter's living in the same building. And you can see that MJ is still wearing that broken Black Dahlia necklace that Peter got for her in Venice and Far From Home that she continued to wear in the final scene of No Way Home to signal her ongoing love for him. And in the background, you can see a conspiratorial research wall where apparently MJ and maybe MJ and Ned are obsessively trying to figure out who Spider-Man is. I find this very sweet.
Bro,
the
be
two of them
looking.
were so close with Peter before the memory wipe spell that deep down there's some nagging cosmic force that's driving them to answer that question. And I really hope it's both MJ and Ned, because Peter ultimately needs both of them. And yes, MJ makes reference to the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man nickname of the Spider-Man character that Peter definitely embraced when he was just trying to keep Queens safe in Spider-Man Homecoming. I love this trailer. I love the imagery that Destino Cretton is able to bring. I love the stunts. I love the effects. I love the acting. I love what Destino Cretton is doing with this franchise, and I love what they are depriving from us. And even if I'm overthinking it, and this movie has nothing to do with mutation, it does have everything to do with mutation. They use the word evolution in the official synopsis. We hear Bruce Banner, the resident scientist of the MCU, saying mutate. They're gonna plant the seeds in this movie, and they're gonna do it in a way that both furthers Peter Parker's narrative, continues the narrative that was there in No Way Home, sets up Doomsday, and sets up the mutant saga. That's why they needed the guy who was gonna direct the 5th Avengers movie to direct this movie. Comment down below with your thoughts, and a special thanks to one of our YouTube members, Marissa Moran.
Damn, that movie was, I mean, that video was very informational, bro. I really liked it, bro. Bro really be like thinking. Like, I didn't even catch any of that. Wow. Well, now when the movie comes out, I'm prepared. You know what I'm saying? I'm very, very excited. I feel like the little kid in me is gonna like go crazy when that movie comes out. I haven't played the Spider-Man game in a long time, but yeah. If you sat through and watched this, I appreciate you, man. Feel me? Just chilling, watching Spider-Man Brand New Day analysis, bro. I love y'all, man.
I love how my fingers sing right in your skin.